Be me, mentally ill neat. Been obsessed with Aztec god Xolotl for months, have tried invoking him. Be on a midnight walk. Notice streetlight flicker, think it's funny because it's like a horror movie trope. Try to make it flicker more, concentrating on Xolotl's power over electricity and Olin. Start thinking about how I'm under a power line and this could go wrong. Stop after a bit with no success. Power line starts flickering right after I stop. Giggle because it's like Xolotl is pranking me. Walk a little more. Notice an owl, could be another large brown bird, fly by a streetlight, headed east. Never seen that here before, try to take a picture but fail. Think about how owls have usually negative supernatural connotations across the Americas. Think about Mexican brujas. Walk 1 minute more. Hear two loud explosions one right after another, see light on the trees. Seems to come from the east, where the owl went. Stand stunned, unsure of what to do or the cause. Wonder if this was gunfire and I should take cover. Wonder if I or Xolotl caused the explosion. Cop car passes by, no sirens on so it probably isn't gunfire. Decide to go home. Hear more explosions later. Check internet in the morning, can't find anything. Fast forward to yesterday. Decide to check internet again to see if there's anything new. Discover it's this whole mystery and an explosion was heard that night for miles. One person spotted a fireball in the sky over 10 minutes before. Xolotl is a god of heavenly fire. But I experienced the explosions at significantly different times, and multiple rather than just one? Be me. Typical /x/file. Browsing 4chan at 3 a.m. like usual. Suddenly hear a weird noise outside my window. Probably nothing.jpg. Go back to shitposting. Hear it again, louder this time. WTF.exe. Get up to check, heart racing. Open curtains and nearly shit myself. See a figure with no face standing there. It's the nobody. Fuck.gif. They point at my computer screen. Somehow I know they're judging me for being on 4chan. Feel a mix of shame and defiance. The nobody shakes their head disapprovingly. Starts to fade away like some creepypasta bullshit. Before vanishing completely, they leave a note. There's more to life than this. Find real connections. MFW, I realize I've been wasting my life. MFW, I consider leaving 4chan. MFW, I immediately disregard that thought and make this post instead. Pics related, it's the note they left. Be me. Grew up in a nowhere town in western Kentucky. Pawpaw was a preacher, Nana supported him. Their house sat on a hill between two empty fields. There was only one tree on their property, and it was obviously dead. It never had leaves or anything. It was an eyesore. I was playing outside one day when a neighbor from down the street stops by to shoot the shit. She was just talking to Pawpaw when she looks up at the tree and offers to have her boyfriend cut it down. I remember Pawpaw went real quiet, and quickly changed the subject. His demeanor was frosty though, and the neighbor fucked off. It sticks out in my mind, I'd never seen him so defensive. Don't think much about it at the time because I'm a kid. Fast forward several nights later, I'm staying over at their place surrounded by wood-paneled walls and shelves stuffed with porcelain dolls, Nana's favorite decor, but I was used to it. About to fall asleep, when this strange purple light floods in from outside. I was a timid, bitch-ass kid, but for some reason I felt drawn on this night to investigate. Which was strange, because normally I'd go wake up Nana and Pawpaw because what the fuck. I walk outside in a trance, and the big, dead tree is on fire, but the flames are purple, and there is no heat. The trunk was expanding and compressing like a human chest. Beyond the bizarre sight, I could only register the silence. There weren't any crackling sounds from the fire, or any sounds of cars from the streets beyond the property. Just silence, and the burning, breathing tree. I know I heard a voice, but I can't remember what it said. Everything to that point was vivid, still is, but whatever the voice said is lost to me. It's frustrating. I don't remember going back inside. I just remember waking up on my pallet on the couch, when Nana was making breakfast the following morning. I go sit at the table and am even quieter than usual. Nana asks what's up. I tell her about my dream, or whatever it was. I'll never forget this. She got this distant look to her eyes and almost burned the eggs. Like I could smell the eggs burning, not pleasant. Then she said, "Yeah, the Moses tree does that sometimes." No one ever mentioned it again. Not her, not Pawpaw, but that tree remains standing to this day, even after several tornadoes tore through the area. Be around 1 a.m. working a long overnight shift. Not scheduled to finish until around 8 a.m., receive a call like usual and I pick up. I begin the call like I usually would, trying to collect as much information from the caller as I possibly can to ensure that we can do everything to help. I don't get a response at all. I hear what sounds like heavy breathing, like really labored, like someone was running a 100-meter sprint while on the phone. I try my best to keep talking, thinking maybe the reception might be bad and the person can't get through to me, but it doesn't work. Along with the breathing, I hear running on what sounds like some kind of gravel surface, and they are hauling ass. They sound like they are running with all of their might, and combined with the heavy breathing it has me incredibly concerned. I just try my best to make myself heard so that they know I am here, if they can maybe somehow hear me, so that they don't hang up and we can track the location from the phone, GPS, and send help over immediately. The call ends abruptly though, and that's it. Around 5 minutes go by in total before we receive a call again, and I pick up instantly. Now, in between the labored breaths, I can hear deep and heavy sobs. Like when a child is inconsolable after they have been disciplined. I could hear their lip quivering and they physically could not stop themselves from sobbing. The sounds of running on gravel were not there anymore, and I begin the call as usual again, trying to find out whatever I can. I get maybe 3 words out in total before the woman is talking at light speed, mumbling whatever words she can out of her mouth as fast as possible, only stopping for a second or two at a time to let out a large breath and to let out a slight sob. I try my best to calm her down, to reassure her that help will be on its way as fast as possible, but that I need to take information from her and that she needs to help me to help her. Update: we ended up taking my sister to the ER. She saw the woman again while we were all watching a movie. No one except for her saw the woman. This is what happened. Atmosphere is tense, but we're watching a movie and Mom is popping more popcorn, laser focused on my sister who is sitting beside me cuddling with my dad. The new batch of popcorn is ready. Mom starts to pour popcorn into one large bowl. The oven turns on. Beep. We all look at my mom before she turns around and stares at the oven greater than she's fucking baffled. Dad asks why she turned the oven on. Mom raises her voice, "I didn't turn the oven on." Dad gets up and I start to smell what I can only describe to be a mixture of charred wood and rotten eggs. Sister smells it too and covers her nose, then my dad smells it as well and asks my mom if she left something in the oven. My sister pressed herself into the couch and was fixated on one corner of the living room. I ask if she's okay. She starts to wail and my parents rush over to her and my sister begins to vomit. My mom says we need to take my sister to the ER and Dad tells me haul ass and get the car ready, so I do. We all get in the car and she's just crying, and the majority of the ride to the hospital, she repeated what she had told my mom. However, she wasn't mad at her anymore. She was mad at all of us. We got to the ER and my parents explained what was going on. The hospital put her in the psych ward and we all wanted to stay with her, but the hospital only allowed one of us to. My sister wanted my dad to stay with her. We said our goodbyes and I drove my mom and I back to the house. Once we got home and opened the door, that smell from the living room hit us hard. It covered the entire house. We opened all of the windows in the house, but the smell is still there. I told my dad about it and he said it could be our septic tank and that he'd check it out once he and sister got back. I don't think it's our septic tank, guys. Like 17. So like 15 years ago. Damn, I'm getting old. My parents' my childhood house has a road behind it running parallel to the road the driveway is on. You can see the backyard and the back porch from this road. One night, I was out late with friends. About midnight. Drive down road behind house. See mom swinging on back porch. Think she'll be pissed, why is she outside? Wrap around, pull into driveway. Go inside. Note on kitchen counter, wake us up when you get home so we know you made it. She's asleep. So is dad. Back door is locked, all lights out. She wasn't back there swining. Who is Wing? This will be my first story here, so forgive me. Be me, taking a month to search the Amazon for capybaras and other animals of that nature. I'm a sucker for the guinea pigs. My luck was terrible. After a week into my fruitless search, I finally find one, chilling by a larger pool of water. Before I can get a better look at it, the little guy swims away. I follow after, but instead of the overgrown rodent, I come across its soul-evacuated body, being fed on by the king of the jungle himself. It does not appreciate my intrusion, and I run stupid, considering how that action probably was what made it give chase. I run, and trip over a root or something. I turn around, and see the murder cat less than 10 feet behind me. It takes a step, and the next thing I know, the cat has a massive snake covered in colorful feathers biting into its neck. A moment later, the cat falls over, twitching violently, and the snake pulls its full body out of the foliage it was in. The head of the snake alone was the size of my forearm, and it looked several times bigger than me. I'm 5'9". The snake swallowed the cat whole, and simply stared at me. We both sat there for a while, before the snake suddenly slithered into the opposite direction of me, leaving me alone with my own thoughts. I wish I got a picture of the thing. It was beautiful, and I will never forget it until the day I die. I just hope to find it again someday, to repay it for saving my life. Which is where you lot come in. If anyone has any information on the snake, please do tell me. Be me. Trifag. Blessed by trip code. Holy letters bring joy and good luck. Be you. Not Trifag. No holy letters. No good luck. No joy. Why live? These are all chat generated by some Eglin poster or whatever. Be me, E33 in the Elite Special Forces Paratrooper Unit. I used to live in this old ass base. You know the type, creaky floors, weird drafts, and a general feeling of being watched. Anyway, I was up late one night, probably around 3 a.m., just messing around on the computer. I heard this noise at the window, like something scratching. Figured it was just the base bunnies, getting some BBC if you know what I mean. They love having sex with brand new 4chan recruits at BTW, or something, so I ignored it. But then I heard footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps. I froze. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it was gonna burst. I grabbed my trusty flashlight and crept downstairs. The living room was pitch black, but I could see a faint light coming from the kitchen. And that's when I saw it. A shadow. A fucking huge, dark shadow, standing in the doorway. It was way too tall to be human. And it was staring right at me. I screamed, and ran back upstairs, slamming my door and barricading it with a chair. I sat there, shaking like a leaf, listening to the silence. Then I heard it. Knocking. Slow, rhythmic knocking on my bedroom door. I don't know how long I sat there, paralyzed with fear. But eventually, the knocking stopped. And then, silence. I moved out a week later, speeding away in my brand new Dodge Charger. Still don't know what that thing was, but I'll never forget it.